shop.
Yeah,
where
it was
he did
on
all his
Market
work.
Street.
His studio, not a shop, his studio over on Market Street and Speedway. And he would stand out there and smoke his cigar because I saw him because he had that beautiful white hair and that white beard that matched, and it would just catch your eye. You drive by like, who's that? Wow. And he's always out there smoking a cigar, doing his thing. And one day I was driving by and he saw me, and I was just like, oh, hi, Mr. Graham. I want to introduce myself. I saw your work and I really like it. And he's like, oh, park your car. Come here. And I got out of the car and he took me on a personal tour of his studio.
He does that.
Yeah,
Robert's so cool.
He was a great guy.
I love Robert.
Right.
God bless him.
Right.
In heaven, God, I miss him so much.
Mm-hmm, I would imagine so.
Yeah, he's a good friend, very good friend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, talented artist.
Right. So, let me ask you, where did your talent for comedy come from? I mean, how did you discover? What made you get up on that stage?
People in Venice, when I'd be writing tickets, they would always go, "You are so funny," but I wasn't trying to be funny. But they were always telling me that I was funny, and I was hearing it so much. I was thinking, well, maybe I am funny because that's when I started doing comedy in '96 because people kept telling me I was funny.
Right.
But to get me to go down to the Comedy Store, this old guy at the beach, I didn't know, I gave him a ticket, and he goes, "You made me laugh." He said, "You should go do stand-up comedy." And I go, "Oh, I can't do stand-up comedy. I can't get up in front of people. What if they don't laugh?" And then he said, "Well, do you know those people?" I go, "No." He said, "Then what difference does it make?
Right.
There's always another day, another crowd." So he said, "You should do it." He gave me the encouragement. So I went down to the Comedy Store. I found out what night they had open mic, and I went down there. He's the one that pushed me to do it. And I remember, I can't think of this. She's a famous comic now, but I can't think of her name. But she and we were there in Damon Wayans. You know Damon Wayans?
Yeah, of course.
He was on this show called In Living Color at the time at the Comedy Store, and I was so excited that he was going to be on stage. Well, he went up there, and the club was packed. He bombed.
Really?
He got mad because he bombed because nobody was laughing. That was my first time seeing somebody famous bomb. And he got mad and he cursed out the audience and stuff. And I was like, whoa, he really mad at the audience. But at that point, me and this other comic, she went on to make it, but I can't think of her name. We looked at each other and said, hey, we could do this.
Right.
Because he bombed.
Right.
So if he's going to bomb, what difference does it make if we bomb? He gave us the encouragement to keep going. Right. Not that I'm laughing at Damon Wayans. I'm not making fun of him. It was just that particular night, the audience wasn't feeling him.
Right.
But it let us know it's okay to bomb. The famous people bomb too.
Right.
And so that was my encouragement. He was my encouragement from that point on. And then, like I said, I stopped. I dropped out because of the children. Then I got the television series, and people, when I was fighting, people were writing to the network going, she's so funny.
Right.
Even when I'm fighting, they thought I was funny, which was weird to me.
Really?
Yeah, because it was like very stressful filming those episodes. And then people thought it was funny. Funny.
I mean, the thing is that you've always had this incredible sense of timing. And I noticed that when we worked together, you always knew when to come back with something when somebody said something to you.
Oh, yeah.
And, you just have that sense. And I think that's one of the problems that some stand-up comedians have is they don't have a sense of timing. That's something that's important in comedy.
Well, because people aren't trying to embarrass you. They're trying to... they're screaming at you stupid stuff, so you have to be able to... Like this one lady with a Mercedes. I remember she said to me, "You uneducated bitch." She parked at the no parking sign, street cleaning,
right.
And the sign was clearly posted, and she says, "You're an uneducated bitch." And I said out loud, "You're an overeducated bitch, because at Harvard and Yale, you didn't learn how to read, bitch, and you're not supposed to say,
right.
You're not, but I said that. Don't call me an uneducated bitch."
Right.
I remember another guy told me that I wish I could afford his car. And I'm driving a BMW convertible.
Right.
Really?
I remember
Please,
that. Right.
I'm driving a new BMW
Right.
convertible. What do you think? I'm making peanuts here?
Right. But the funny story is that there's a funny story. Everybody remembers when you got that car. And you know why? Because before you had that car, the car you had previously, you drove that car till the wheels came off, till the doors came off. I mean, it was like one of the sides was crushed in, the windshield was missing, and it's like it had 3 wheels and a crutch, and it was
bleeding,
man. And you drove it even when you had the BMW because you lived so far out of the city.
And it's funny when you're in the BMW with the top down, people look at you.
Right.
When I was in that bucket, people looked away and got the hell out the way. It's true, they did. They would move the hell out of the way when they saw that bucket.
Right.
But every time I had the top down in the BMW, they were looking at my ass.
Right.
Look at that.
Because I would see it. I was just like, man, are they paying her in potato chips or not cash? What's
you
got
to confuse people.
Right.
You got to keep them confused.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. What was I going to tell you? And I remember this German lady got a ticket on Via Marina. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, I remember that.
She didn't put money in the meter, and me and Eric Wade came upon the car, and I wrote the car ticket, and she came over there, and she said, in her German. That sounds more French than German, but I can't do the German accent. But she's like, and Eric looked at me, and Eric goes, she's pissed, Jackie Pucci, and I said, I think she just said, you in German to us. So I looked at her and I said, that's fuck you in English, bitch. Sorry.
This is a family.
And she started laughing.
Oh my goodness.
She was laughing.
This is a family program,
I know,
Sharon.
but that woman started laughing.
Right, that's hilarious.
She did. She forgot all
so you
about
got
the
her
ticket.
to laugh.
Yeah, but she was laughing because I said that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. And another guy called me a fat something or another. So I started dancing and I put my butt out and I said, I'm a fat, whatever. Yeah, I'm fat. He started dancing with me too. And Eric was like looking at him going, oh my God, she got that man dancing with her.
Right.
He forgot about the ticket too.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's one of the qualities that you've always had. I mean, if people would stay there long enough, you would eventually get them to understand and have a good time with the whole thing. It wasn't always...
Oh, can I tell you about Barry Bond when he got the ticket? You know
Barry Bonds? Yeah, I know who Barry Bonds is. The man with the asterisk by his name in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Barry Bond had a white Range Rover.
Mm-hmm. He didn't even make it to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Did he? No, he was the home run king
He's a good friend, but when I first met Barry Bond, he had a big Range Rover. It was white, and the rims almost looked like they had diamonds or something in them. I don't know, but you could tell he invested a lot of money in that Range Rover. And he was a big old dude. I thought he was like a football player or something. And he came over to me and he says, "Did you write this ticket?" And I looked at the name and it was my name, and I looked at it and I go, no, I didn't write that, sir. I go, do I look Italian to you?
Right.
I didn't write that because it had an Italian name.
Right. Not Jackie Pucci.
Yeah, and he says, oh, okay, you didn't write it. I go, no. So he laughed and I was like, whoa, that guy looked really mean, right? Mm-hmm. And when he came back, somebody came up to me and go, that's Barry Bonds. I said, that's the baseball player? He looked like a football player.
Right.
And
well, you know why, right?
Yeah, but he was walking back to his car and somebody across the street screamed, hey, Jackie Pucci. He whipped around and goes, you Jackie Pucci. That's the name on my ticket.
Right.
I said, well, wait. But my friend that used to play for the Chicago Bears used to live in Venice. And I can't think of his name. But he saw me and he saw Barry Bonds. And he ran over and he told him, hey, this is my girl right here. Right. And Barry, he let off on me. He became very nice. And I remember the girl that worked at Nano's, her boy, she saw him. Her boy loved Barry Bonds. Right. And she ran outside and she said, could I get an autograph? And I said, sure, he'll give you an autograph. Not knowing he doesn't give autograph, really, Not knowing that his autograph is very valuable.
Right.
But he signed that. He signed Hernando T-shirt for her.
Oh, that was nice.
He put his name on there.
Very nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
and he smiled
nice.
too.
Right.
And then I started seeing him all the time. So now we're friends, me and Barry Bonds.
Oh, okay. I remember when I was there, I gave Pink a parking ticket.
Pink's my girl.
But she was nice about it. And Lou Ferrigno. Well, the person I was with, I'm not going to say their name, but the person I was with gave Lou Ferrigno a ticket outside of Gold's Venice. And then he came out and, he was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, because he looks still like he did back in the 70s when he was running around on the Incredible Hulk show. He still takes care of himself. And she had nerve enough to ask him for an autograph. I was like, are you kidding? I was like, he is going to tear this car apart and throw us across the street.
Well, that's what I did to the guy who gave a ticket on the have and the have-nots.
Right.
I gave him a Red Zone ticket, and then I said, can I get your autograph? Can I get a picture with you?
Right.
And he goes, you just gave me a ticket. Mm-hmm. I said, I know, but I need a picture so my friends will see that I gave you. He took the picture.
Right.
But he was shocked that I had said, could I get a picture with him?
Right.
But he gave it to me. And Lou, how do you say his last name? Ferrigno.
Right.
His son, Lou Ferrigno Jr., is going to be on SWAT, and I know him.
Okay.
I know the son very well.
Right. No, his dad, Lou Ferrigno, he relented. He kind of like, all right, fine. That kind of thing. And I was like, woo. Thank gosh, you know what I mean? Because I thought there was going to be some hurt. Because I was going to leave her. I was just going to get in the car and drive off. I'm sorry,
Oh, but
I saw. I also gave a ticket to Rutger Hauer. I don't know.
I know who he is. I know Rutger,
the Hitcher, and I know him from Blade Runner and that kind of thing. But the thing he did with his tickets is he would put them on a media website and he would sell them and give the money to charity because he would sign them. Yeah, and give it to charity.
He was really nice.
Right.
So was Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper lived at the beach. I knew him very well.
Right.
I missed him.
He was one of my favorite. Oh, he was
Dennis
so funny.
Hopper, Dudley Moore. I knew Dudley Moore very well. Another good friend of mine.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like all these people frequented Venice or even lived down there, and a lot of people.
If they lived there, I knew all of them.
They were.
Suzanne Summers lived in Venice.
I remember when Vanessa Williams and Rick Fox were married.
Vanessa, I know Vanessa very well. I still talk to Vanessa.
Oh, okay. Tell her I said
still
hi.
see Rick. I still see Rick riding his bike. Yeah, tell Vanessa you said hi.
Tell her I said hello. How you doing? Miss you.
I love Vanessa.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people lived in Venice. Rosario Dawson. She lives in Venice.
Well, do we want to put that out there? I don't want to have any stalkers coming looking for these people.
It's not about stalkers. Everybody knows who lives in Venice. Come on now.
Right. Well, that's the funny thing is that a lot of those people, they just walk out openly. They do. They just walk openly.
Yeah, nobody cares.
And Lori Petty.
Lori Petty and I are still good friends.
Right. And she's always, has something funny to say. I really didn't, know. I met her in passing because of you.
Yeah,
but,
Lori's cool. I love Lori.
I remember seeing her back in the Point Break days.
The last time I saw her, we were in the car. I was taking her home, and TLC was playing, and she and I are in the car singing at the top of our lungs, Yeah. I was like, Lori, you know this song? Hell yeah. She said, hell yeah, bitch, I know this song.
Sounds like her.
Lori, I love Lori.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know I worked in Venice for a little bit at the Townhouse?
No, I didn't know you worked there. You never told me.
There's a bar there.
I know there's a bar there.
Yeah. Well, it's for people who don't know that are
okay.
listening.
Yeah.
There's a bar, of course you know, on Windward in Venice. It's called the Townhouse, and it has since been sold to a corporate organization. Still the same name, but different ownership. And I bounced for a while.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I worked Friday nights at the door there, and I would have probably worked there longer, but there was an incident where a gun was drawn and the guy who drew the gun dropped it on the floor, and we threw it behind the bar, and the bartender came out old school with the baseball bat, cleared the place out.
Was it George? Was it an older?
No, it wasn't George. George or Jimmy. No, they weren't there. I was there at night, and they cleared the place out, and that was my last night.
Really?
Yeah, well, because, at the time I was married and my wife was like, no, you can't work there anymore. You can just forget that. Because I had come home and I had someone's blood on my jacket there because fist fight had ensued and I got splashed and it was just insane. She was like, nope. She said, you're just gonna have to work overtime at the city. You can forget.
See, yeah, that's cool. But you know what? There was a lot of celebrities there that